gonna talk to you guys real quick. How you doing? You know the saying that people always say no more than you can bear? And I'm sure you guys have heard this if you had a spiritual upbringing and if you grew up going to church. You know they say that God don't give you no more than you can bear, right? They say, he won't give you no more than you can bear. That's a freaking lie. That is a freaking lie. I used to believe that when they would say God don't give you no more than you can bear. Well, if that's the case, why you got a lot of people suffering in life? I'm starting to believe that God is an evil person. I'm starting to believe that God and Satan might be working in cahoots together to screw certain people over. Because it makes no sense. Like if that was true, that God don't give you no more than you can bear, you wouldn't have people that get strung out on drugs. You wouldn't have people that delete themselves. You wouldn't have a lot of people that are in bad predicaments. One thing I had to understand and take notice of, that a lot of people that go to church all the time are jacked up in life. Most of them are in bad positions. Most of them are broke. Most of them are not living a good life. And that ought to tell you something. Um, that whole idea that God don't give you no more than you can bear is a lie. Because I've been observing some things and looking at some things. God set some people up to fail in life because some people weren't born with what it takes to win. And I truly see that your genetics can either make you or break you, because looks are everything in this world. Um, if people don't like the way you look, it's over. You know, it's completely over. And this whole idea that God don't give you no more than you can bear is BS. But see, you got a lot of weak-minded people, especially in the urban communities. Um, they believe this spiritual nonsense. But what has it done for you? Your life still jacked up, still in a bad position. You know, there comes a point where you just have to take your head out of your behind and you got to look at what's in front of you. And if you've been jacked up your whole life, that ought to tell you something. How many Sundays are you going to walk your stupid behind in that church? How many Sundays are you going to pray? That's why I don't even pray as much as I used to. Because I mean, you can pray about a circumstance, but that don't mean that God hear you, you know? So I don't even pray like I used to. Um, People don't like the truth. It's one thing I had to understand about people. And people know deep down that there are some people who were dealt a bad deck of cards in life. You know, everybody don't have the tools to execute life. Everybody don't have what it takes to win. You know, um, I don't know why people try to make it seem like everybody is special or everybody has what it takes to win this thing called life, because everybody don't have what it takes to win. Some people are not cut out for this society, you know. So the idea that God don't give you no more than you can bear is a lie. Because if you ask me, someone who's a thinker, someone who's observing certain things, God set some people up to fail in life because he didn't bless them with what it takes to win. God didn't give some people a good mind. God didn't give some people good genetics, a good face. God set some people up to fail. So the idea that, you know, God don't give you no more than you can bear is a lie. It is a lie. And I used to be stupid enough to believe that nonsense. It's a bunch of BS. God don't give you no more than you can bear. If that's the case, why do you have people who took themselves out the game? You know, because God don't love everybody and his mercy does not endure forever. I used to sing that stupid crap when I used to go to church. It's all BS, man. God screwed certain people. He did, you know. And I'm starting to believe that God might be just as bad as Satan, you know. So I don't get caught up in this whole idea that uh God don't give you no more than you can bear. Because I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, if that's the case, why do you have some people who are in bad positions in life if God don't give you no more than you can bear? You know, life is putting the Stone Cold Steve Austin, Jean Claude Van Damme. Life is putting a serious beating on some people's behind. So it's no way in hell that God, or it's no way in hell that God don't give you no more than you can bear. That's a daggone lie. When you got a lot of people that's living bad lives, God don't love everybody, you know? So people need to cut it out with that foolishness. You know, that's a bunch of nonsense. But you know, one thing I had to understand, people are sheep and people like to believe what sounds good and what feels good and what caters to their little weak, pathetic emotions. You know, I mean, life is just bad for some people, man. You know, there comes a point where you just have to look at reality for what it is. I mean, life gave some people a deck of bad cards. And how the hell are you supposed to win when all your cards are bad? You can't win when you don't have what it takes to win. You know, some people don't have what it takes to win. You know, and everybody wasn't blessed with the ability to get ahead in this thing called life. You know, everybody don't have to fight to get ahead in life because they were born with either, you know, into a great family, or they were born with a high, really high IQ, or they were born very attractive. You know, in order to really execute this thing called life, you got to have something working for you. A lot of people won't tell you that, whether it's the fact they come from a great family, whether it's the fact they were born with a very high IQ, whether it's the fact that they were born very attractive. Because good looks, I never realized the power of good looks. If people think you're a good looking person, boy, you can move some mountains. You can move some mountains. Looks determine a whole lot of things. Looks will open up doors for you. Looks will bring prosperity to you. Looks will bring an overflow of blessings to you. If people think you're ugly, you ain't getting no blessing. You just getting the F you and go to hell. And that's the honest to God truth. So no one can never tell me that God don't give you no more than you can bear. Because that's a freaking lie. I'm just seeing that all the things that I believed over the years were just a bunch of lies. A whole bunch of lies. But you guys let me know what you think about this. Have a good one.